Right then, Forest fans, buckle up, because the next 15 minutes are going to shake everything you thought you knew about this January window. We've got a player with a price tag so ridiculous it'll make your eyes water, a summer signing who's already being shown the door, and a transfer battle that's got the biggest names in English football circling like vultures. And trust me, when you hear who's involved, you'll understand why the City Ground is about to become the center of the football universe. Here's what's coming. First, we're talking about a midfielder, a certain number 8 who's caught the eye of not one, not two, but 3 of the Premier League's giants. Forest have slapped a valuation on him that's absolutely mental, and it's designed to send a message. A loud one. Then, we're diving into the painful reality of a striker who cost 30 million euros just months ago, and is now being packed off to Germany before he's even unpacked his bags. It's brutal, it's ruthless, and it tells you everything about how unforgiving this game can be. And finally, we're pulling back the curtain on just how big this transfer saga has become. Because when Chelsea and Manchester City start sniffing around your star man, you know the vultures are circling. If you love Forest, if you bleed red, you need to hear this, and if you're watching until the end, smash that like button right now, because this is the kind of insider information that doesn't come around often. Let's get into it. Who is this midfielder worth over 100 million quid? Let's find out. So, a midfielder, 23 years old, playing out of his skin, catching the attention of Manchester United, Chelsea, Manchester City, and Forest have just told every single one of them to do one. His name, Elliot Anderson, and the price tag, somewhere between 100 million and 120 million pounds. Let that sink in for a second. 100 million pounds, minimum, for a lad who wasn't even on the radar of England's top clubs a year ago. But here's the thing, Forest aren't messing about. This isn't a negotiation. This isn't them playing hard to get. This is them slamming the door in the faces of the Premier League's elite and saying, if you want him, you're going to have to break the bank. And I mean absolutely shatter it. Anderson has been nothing short of a revelation since arriving at the City Ground. He's not just playing well, he's playing at a level that's got him starting for England alongside Declan Rice. Think about that, a Nottingham Forest midfielder, lining up for the 3 Lions in the same side as one of Arsenal's most expensive signings ever. That's the caliber we're talking about here. Sky Germany's Florian Plettenberg confirmed that Manchester United have been in touch, registering what they're calling concrete interest. That means this isn't just paper talk. United are serious, they want him. But Forest have made it crystal clear, if you want Elliot Anderson in January, you're paying a fee that would make him one of the most expensive midfielders in football history. And here's the genius of it. That price isn't meant to invite bids. It's meant to kill them. Forest know what they've got. They know Anderson is the heartbeat of their midfield, the engine that drives them forward, the player who makes everything tick. Losing him in January, that would be catastrophic. So they've set a valuation so high that no club in their right mind would even attempt it mid-season. Anderson's estimated transfer value sits at around 50 million pounds. Forest are asking for double that. Maybe more. It's a statement, a line in the sand, and it's working, because so far, no one's even come close to meeting it. But here's the question, Forest fans, if someone did meet that price, if United, Chelsea, or City walked in tomorrow with 120 million pounds, would you take it, or is Anderson already too important to let go at any price? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story, it's only just beginning. Now, let's talk about a striker who's heading in the complete opposite direction. We're talking about a striker signed just months ago. 30 million euros. 5-year contract. Big expectations. And now, he's already on his way out. Meet or no Calamuendo. The 22-year-old Frenchman arrived from Rennes in the summer with plenty of hype, pace, movement, and eye for goal. On paper, he looked like the perfect addition to Forest's attack. But here's the harsh reality. He's played just 217 minutes across 9 games this season. And in those 217 minutes, not a single goal, not one. And now, Bundesliga side Stuttgart have added him to their January short list. They've already made contact with his entourage and Forest. Well, Forest are open to discussions. Let that sink in. A 30 million euro striker, signed on a contract until 2030, and the club are already willing to talk about moving him on. That tells you everything you need to know about how badly this transfer has gone wrong. Now, to be fair to Calamuendo, it's not like he's been given a proper run in the team. Sean Dyche has leaned heavily on Chris Wood up front, and when rotation has been needed, Callum hasn't been the first choice. But here's the brutal truth. When you cost £25 million and you're not scoring, you're not giving the manager a reason to pick you. Stuttgart see potential here. They've been keeping tabs on him, and they believe a move to Germany could reignite his career. A fresh start, a new league, a manager who might trust him more. It's not the worst idea, but for Forest, it's embarrassing. Spending that kind of money on a player and then shipping him out 6 months later is the kind of business that gets directors of football sacked. And here's where it gets even more interesting. If Forest do sell Callum in January, they're going to take a massive loss. No one's paying $30 million for a striker with 0 goals. Maybe they recoup half that if they're lucky. Maybe less. It's a financial disaster, plain and simple. But there's a bigger question here. Why isn't Callum working out? Is it the player? Is it the system? Is it Dyche's tactics? Because if Forest keeps spending big money on strikers who don't fit, they're going to find themselves in serious trouble. And with the club sitting 19th in the table, they can't afford too many more expensive mistakes. So, Forest fans, do you let Callum go? Do you cut your losses and move on? Or do you give him a proper chance before writing him off completely? Let me know in the comments. Because while Callum future is up in the air, Anderson's situation just got even more complicated. Let's talk about who else wants him. Alright, so we've established that Manchester United want Elliot Anderson. We've established that Forest have set a price tag designed to scare them off. But here's the twist you weren't expecting. United aren't the only ones watching. Chelsea and Manchester City have also been linked with Anderson in recent weeks. And suddenly, this isn't just a transfer saga. It's a full-blown battle between 3 of the richest, most powerful clubs in English football. Let that settle in for a moment. Chelsea, City, and United, all circling the same Nottingham Forest midfielder. That's not just interest, that's a feeding frenzy, and Forest are sitting in the middle of it, watching the chaos unfold. Knowing full well that they hold all the cards, here's what makes this so fascinating. Anderson's estimated transfer value is €61.7 million. That's roughly £52 million, a hefty sum, sure, but not outrageous for a 23-year-old England international who's playing some of the best football of his life. Chelsea have spent more than that on players who barely make the bench. City have thrown similar money at teenagers from South America. For them, £52 million is pocket change. But Forest aren't asking for £52 million. They're asking for £100 to £120 million. And that's where things get interesting. Because at that price, even the big boys have to think twice. United can afford it, but do they want to spend that much on a midfielder when they've got other holes to fill? Chelsea can afford it, but they've already got a bloated squad full of expensive signings who aren't playing. City can afford it. But Pep Guardiola doesn't usually splash that kind of cash on players unless they're generational talents. So Forest are playing a dangerous game here. They've set a price so high that it might actually work. But if one of these clubs decides to call their bluff and meets it, what then? Do they really want to sell their best midfielder mid-season when they're fighting relegation? Because let's not forget, Forest are 19th in the table, 9 points from 11 games, 1 point above the bottom. Losing Anderson now could be the difference between survival and going down. And here's the thing. Anderson knows his value. He knows Chelsea, City, and United are watching. He knows he's playing for England. He knows his next move could define his career. So how long before he starts pushing for a transfer? How long before his agent starts whispering in his ear about Champions League football and doubling his wages? Forest have done brilliantly to keep him this long. They've backed him, built the team around him, given him the platform to shine. But now they're in an impossible position. Keep him and risk losing him for nothing in a year or two when his contract runs down. Sell him now and pocket a world record fee, but gut the squad in the process. There's no easy answer here. And that's what makes this story so compelling, because no matter what Forest do, someone's going to end up disappointed. So, what do you think, Forest fans? Do you cash in and rebuild? Or do you fight tooth and nail to keep your star man, even if it means turning down generational money? Drop your answer below, because this decision could define Nottingham Forest's next decade. Now, let's wrap this up. So there you have it, Forest fans. 3 stories, 1 club, and a January transfer window that's shaping up to be one of the most dramatic in years. On one hand, you've got Elliot Anderson, the jewel in the crown, the player everyone wants. the midfielder who could single-handedly fund Forest's survival fight if they decide to sell. On the other hand, you've got Arnaud Calamuendo, the expensive flop, the striker who never got going, the reminder that not every signing works out. And in the middle of it all, you've got the weight of Chelsea, Manchester City, and Manchester United pressing down on the City ground, waiting to see if Forest blink first. This isn't just about transfers. This is about identity. This is about ambition. This is about whether Nottingham Forest are a club that sells their best players to survive, or a club that fights to keep them and build something special. Because here's the brutal truth: if Anderson goes, Forest are in serious trouble. He's not just a good player. He's the player. The one who makes everyone else better. The one who gives the team hope. Lose him, and you're staring down the barrel of relegation with no way out. But if he stays, if Forest somehow hold firm, keep their star man, and drag themselves out of the bottom three, that's a statement. That's a message to the rest of the league that Nottingham Forest aren't here to be pushed around. That they're here to fight. That they're here to stay. So, Forest fans, if you've made it this far, I need you to do something for me. Smash that like button if you want Anderson to stay. Drop a comment telling me whether you'd sell for £120 million or hold firm no matter what. And hit subscribe, because trust me, this story is far from over. We're going to be tracking every twist, every turn, every rumor between now and January. And you don't want to miss a single second of it. One last question before I go. If Anderson does leave, who do you sign to replace him? Because that's the question Sean Dyche is going to have to answer. And the answer could make or break Forest's season. I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong. Forest, stay strong.